welcome to the NERF News for October 15th, 2016. The first of what I hope to be many episodes, culminating some of the highlights from the foam flinging community and bringing to you every Saturday in a short and sweet little video in case you might have missed something through all those pages you have to look at. First, we'll start off with what is probably the most important news, which is of course NERF's first Blast Saturdays on Snapchat, where they reveal a new blaster, and this time they revealed two in the Modulus line under the Barrel Strike and Stock Shot. Now these two blasters have two independent modes, where they can fold out into its own little blaster with a stock and everything like that, but of course you can fold them together, and in the case of the Barrel Strike, it will attach via the stock that folded up to an end strike barrel attachment point on your blaster and work basically like the grip shot, except for a little more stable because it's not on a tactical rail, it itself is the entire attachment. And then of course it is kind of a pull down 4-shot jolt monstrosity thing, but it looks really good. But let's not forget about the stock shot, which is kind of the same thing except for it has an end strike stock attachment point that kind of extends out the front of it and allows you to attach it to any blaster and use it as a stock. Now, it's kind of unknown whether this is going to be a very stable and secure system, but we'll find out within the coming months when these blasters start hitting shelves. Next up, we have Derek, whose name I possibly could never pronounce, G, PSA on the Captain Cassian blasters, and if you should use more than 2 IMRs in them, because if you want the things to keep using the lights and sound effects, well, don't put more than 2 IMRs or try to overvolt them in any way. Because, you know, it's kind of logical, if you overvolt these sensitive components, they'll probably fail, and, well, Derek took the hit for us. He put 3 IMRs in his Captain Cassian blaster, and the lights and sound stopped working, so he truly has a $50 to $70 strife if you've got the expensive deluxe edition. Kinda sucks. Next up we have MarquisDeZod, or MarquisDeZod, I don't really know how to pronounce it, the name will be up here. You can't count on me for all this stuff. He made a very, very beautiful paint job to a NERF Raider in the form of the Titanfall C.A.R. or C.A.R. SMG, which is a side-loading SMG in the game that looks very similar to a Raider, and sure enough, he did an amazing, immaculate job on this thing. If you ever want to see really, really good use of weathering, this is it. It goes to show how you could use just a little bit to go a long way and hopefully not go overboard and ruin the entire thing like every blaster I try to paint. You can also now get clear vector worker kits. If you're interested in one of those, you want to put some crazy LEDs and stuff in it, that would be awesome. I mean, you can do it, except for the fact that, you know, of all the Sonic Ice and Fire things from NERF, we never got probably the best-selling blaster they've ever had in that line. I mean, Centurion, Magnus, right? I guess the Rampage, and what the heck are you doing, Hasbro? Really, what the heck are you doing? That's not all though. If you're interested in kind of clear parts or just new parts in general to match your current working project, you can now get some clear casted or just any color casted resin pieces from Black Steel Props for your NERF Raven. Now, the clear stuff is a little bit more expensive than the standard just colored options, but if you're working on a project you want a clear jam door, mag release, or the little parts that go around the magazine well, now you can. You don't have to paint them or anything like that. You can just get the parts from, of course, Black Steel Props, and they are resin casted, so they do require a little bit of cleanup and whatnot. I've kind of covered this in the past with some of my stuff, but they are very nice if you're interested in that kind of thing. Next up, we've also got some news from Dude Perfect, who, you obviously know they did a whole bunch of NERF trick shot videos and whatever that have millions of views on YouTube. These guys are huge. They even have their own line of NERF sports equipment. Well, they got their hands on the NERF AccuStrike Falcon Fire a little bit ahead of anybody else in the packaging and everything, so we could see the packaging, and then they kind of had like an Instagram video where they went around the office and shot other people and I don't know any of these guys, but I do know that they showed off a little bit of what this blaster is, and while we kind of already knew it was just a NERF Sharp Fire that shot the new AccuStrike darts, which are supposed to be usable in every blaster, but it does show off the packaging, which is really interesting because while it does claim slightly lower ranges at 60 feet because of the heavier dart, it does say a whole lot about accuracy, and it brands that dart proudly right there on the corner of the package. it gives you 6, but one of them's in that clear plastic right there, which is a really cool box choice in my opinion. But unfortunately, with the Falcon Fire and the Alpha Hawk, what we've seen from the AccuStrike line are just reshells of blasters we already have, which is kind of unfortunate. And that's it for the news, but if you have a story you'd like to submit, go ahead and just drop it off to me in Facebook or Twitter, and I'll be able to take a look at it. If you can get it to me by next Friday, obviously I can include it in Saturday's video, which is gonna be good for everyone. Make sure you have a source, like if it's from a YouTube channel, Reddit, so forth, make sure you list that with you, and not only will I give you a shout out, but of course cover the source and cover the story in general, so let me know. Again, not every story is gonna be covered, but the good ones will. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Walcom S7, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one.